Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Organizing Committee, International Reach School of Computing, I welcome the expert panel members, the organizing committee, HODs, professors, and my dear participants to the online conclave Next Big Things on AI Opportunities and Challenges. Artificial intelligence is truly a revolutionary feat of computer science, which is set to become a core component of all modern software over the coming years and decades. It has been evolving rapidly through new techniques, which is dedicated infrastructures and hardwares. Over the next few years, we can expect the organizations to adopt cutting-edge techniques for smarter and more reliable, responsible, and environmentally sustainable artificial intelligence applications. To discuss more about the opportunities, we have this conclave presented for you. Now I request Professor Kotilingam sir to please present the welcome address.
Good evening, one and all present here. I am Dr. Kotilingam, Associate Professor, Department of Computational Intelligence. First of all, let me start my welcome address from the resource persons whomever accepted our invite to participate in this conclave. I start from Professor Korhan Cengiz from UAE, Professor Utugos from Turkey, Professor Buitang Hang from Vietnam, Professor Ferdin John Joseph from Thailand. As we are into the era of AI, I'm sure this conclave will definitely will open doors on the next big thing on AI opportunities and challenges. At this juncture, I would like to welcome our School of Computing chairperson, Professor Revathi Venkatraman, and head of the departments of School of Computing. I welcome all the participants, professors, scientists, research scholars, whomever been joined in the conclave. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that pleasing welcome note. Now I request our Chair School of Computing, Dr. Revathi Venkatraman, to please address the gallery. Ma'am, you're on mute, ma'am.
Rajkumar sir, can you make her as a co-host?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ma'am, can you unmute, ma'am?
Yeah. So thanks for unmuting me and welcome all professors. It's a pleasure to invite you all to this conclave, and on behalf of School of Computing, I extend a very warm welcome to all the professors who have joined this conclave. And this is the first of its kind that we are planning under the School of Computing. And just to give an introduction about our school, we have got 4 departments within our School of Computing, where the Department of Computing Technologies offers undergraduate programs in computer science and engineering, and the Department of Networking and Communication offers undergraduate programs in computer science and engineering with specialization in cloud computing, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, to name a few. And then we have the Department of Data Science and Business Systems, offering all the CSE courses with specialization in data science, big data analytics, gaming technology, and blockchain. And we have the Computational Intelligence, offering the specialization courses in AI, ML, and then cognitive computing and software engineering. So we have a breadth of students, about 10,000 plus students within our school. And we do offer postgraduate programs in all the specializations that I had mentioned earlier. And we have a rich research scholars community, about 500 plus PhD research scholars working in various domains. And so this conclave was instituted so that the scholars and both the faculties will get to know about the research problems and some of the expertise that were across the world, so that they can very well connect with the concerned experts out there and come out with lots of joint publications and other books. So that is the intention of our workshop. And with this, we are very happy that you are able to spare your valuable time with us and offer your expertise. And I extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of the experts out here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mom, for the detailed note about the School of Computing. Now, I request the first speaker of the day, Dr. Byu Ta Hang, from the Faculty of Information Technology, Industrial University of Ho Chi Minh City, who has a very research interest in the area of natural language processing, machine learning, machine translation, text processing, data analytics, image processing, artificial intelligence. So please start the conclave.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We are able to hear you.
Okay. I'm very happy to attend the seminar today. And I'm Bùi Thanh Hùng from the Data Science Laboratory, Industrial University of Ho Chi Minh City. And today, attending the seminar, I had some discussion. First, we know that the AI, we can divide AI in 4 groups. First is think like people, think rationally, act like people, act rationally. And actually, we want to build the AI application like that, think like human. It's very difficult. So the simple way we do, we build the application like think rationally is better. So what is think rationally? Rationally means that we do the right thing, and you see that now AI is everywhere. What is AI? What is AI? We can count it in, for example, natural language processing, computer vision, speed processing, cloud computing, big data, IoT is almost in AI component. So what is for the next? I have some my opinion. The first thing I think that the first thing we want to build AI applications. So first we have data, but almost data, important data belong to the government. For example, local people data, company data, or another data is belong to government. So first, the government need to build the data first. Is very important. And based on data and requirement from government, we will build AI to solve a problem of your daily life. The first thing I think we need to build the data first, and we need the support from government. The second, I think the education is very important. Education. You know that now many university had AI department or AI laboratory. So teaching the student to knowledge about the AI and help us to do in this area is very important. However, sometimes communication make we misunderstand AI is popular for everyone. However, AI is not for everyone. AI for a special student with a special skill. So the first I focus on the data set belong to government. The second is education. The next is I think we need collaboration. Collaboration is very important. And another I think technology also is important to develop the AI. Yeah, for me, for component we should take care in the near future. The first requirement, the data set from the government. The second is education. The next is cooperation and technology to improve AI to solve your problem in your life. Yes, that's my idea, my opinion. Do you have any discussion or some discussion about my idea?
Sure, Professor. We'll have a panel discussion at the end. And Anu ma'am, we can
use this next case. Yes.
Yeah,
thank you, sir. Next, we have with us Dr. Utku Ghosh.
Yes, thanks, dear also Doctor, for Dr. Hang's opening in this manner. Dear friends, and welcome to all for our such a valuable session. First of all, I'd like to say that as the doctor also Hank just indicated, that the AI is everywhere actually, and since its first introduction to the scientific and also social audience, as you know, it is just been in a very rapid and also fast momentum. With thanks to a rapid and fast momentum, it has been influencing to all fields of the modern life. So today we may just say that it's just becoming something like a common thing. As you know, we see the effects of the AI everywhere in every technologies and all things we are just using. We see just all the advantages as well as the disadvantages of the advanced technology of AI. And as you know, thanks to that, the deep learning, which is then advanced version of the machine learning, we already just have the power of the analyzing the big data which is coming everywhere from different locations, with the variety of the great variety of the type of also, as you know. So it is already being a common thing at this point, and we should be also think about the data. Who has the data? Who has the power on the processing and using the data? As you know, and as I see from the social media, especially from the LinkedIn shares and posts, it is critical that there are intensive research works belonging to the regulation and the management of the AI works. And I see that the majority of the European Union universities and also the researchers from such institutions have been enrolling the critical research works for the managing the AI. And actually, when we think about the management of the AI and regulations regarding to that, actually we think about managing the data and also managing the common thing which is affecting everything in our daily life. So I'd like to also just point out another issue in this manner. When we think about our capabilities, as you know, we are humans. As the humankind, we have some limitations. So because of that, we are just building some technologies, and technology as a concept, that technology is actually a result of that the limitations. Because when you think about the age and the historical state of the humanity, and maybe we can just make connection to the Earth historical time period of the universe. Even, dear friends, we know that always the humans just try to build something some solutions to deal with the issues they are just encountering in the daily life, like fighting against the animals and or the dinosaurs. So as you know, from the very early age, we just built something, we discovered something, we invented something to deal with the all issues we are just facing. We were just facing, and we are still facing something in the current that's the 21st century, as you know. So we just invented the concept of the technology. We just go through the technological advancements, and with the wind of the computer and communication technologies, we are just using intensively. That's the advanced versions of the smart tools. So on the background, actually, the more we build more advanced AI-based technologies, the more we just actually develop something which is going beyond our capabilities, which is just in my webinars or some meetings, I always indicate that it is something like a blurred technology. So because the AI just becomes blurred, the more blurred it becomes, the more we need to be building some additional components, like, for example, as you know, talking about the explainable AI, for example, we just built something like we are just integrating a component to the smart tools we are just using, and because they are having thousands of millions of parameters to be optimized, talking about deep learning, for example, or hybrid smart tools, we just built something additional to make such tools that's explaining why they are reaching to their decisions at the end, because they are going beyond of our capabilities. We are just using some smart tools, we are just using some robotic systems, but as long as they are connected each other through the cloud technologies or big data oriented analytics, we cannot just explain how they are achieving their outcomes, and so we cannot understand when they fail or when what is the limitation of their success rate, for example. So actually an interpretability of the machine learning has a very long time period in terms of the historical manner, but with the deep learning we just coined a new term of the XAI, explainable AI. So this is just showing us that we should be discussing about how the XAI is actually effective, because we are just trying to make something understandable in our level of minds or level of understanding from the human perspective, of course. But we should be asking that how long we will be dealing with such issues. So we need to be maybe performing something in terms of regulations, and also building some bridge between the humanity and the machines for a better future, maybe, dear friends. We always see that the humanity just tries to build some AI, some strong AI, which is just taking the place of the humans in jobs, in every tasks during the daily life. And of course, there are lots of angsties and also discussions regarding what should be doing if the such smart machines and the AI of the future just replace us in the jobs, in everything, which is just connecting us to the daily life, actually, as you know, because as the humans, we are just strong with our capabilities according to the other living organisms. As you know, we just better in terms of decision making, inferencing, and solving some problems. So if there may be some AI versions, like talking about artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence, which is coined by Nick Bostrom from University of Oxford. So we just think about that replacement of the humanity with the machines, but we need to be thinking about ethics. We need to be thinking about societal aspects, abstract aspects, maybe, which are belonging to the humans, dear friends. So according to me, we are good at building technology, and actually the AI is becoming something strong which is capable of building technologies itself. A technology is building another technology, as you know. We are already experiencing that, and in the future that will be having a greater level of the builds. So because of that, there are some discussions regarding that, the AGI, artificial general intelligence, and super intelligence, as you know. So one missing thing here is the thinking from the humanity perspective. So when we think as a human, from a humanity perspective, or from a human perspective, we just reach to a better management of the data. We may be just finding a better solution for who should be controlling the data, or we may be just building some bridge, as I've said before, between the humans and the AI. So I think the future should be based on some collaborative versions of the smart tools, which are having some regulations, maybe something like that. For example, if you build some smart tools as a company, as an institution, or as another, maybe a source of the technological developments of AI, you need to be placing humans at some points of the data processing, or some points of the running time of the AI-based system. So the existence of the
Professor
human will be.
Professor
Yeah.
Puse.
Sure.
Yeah,
Professor.
I'm interested with explanation AI. What do you do is the data set is a fusion data set. It means that it's mixed between the image and voice. What do you do?
Sure.
And the second question here is, can you get what is the famous deep learning framework?
And for the XAI?
Yeah.
For the XAI, yes. And also for the first question, do you ask for the different variety of the data to be using some specific methods of XAI, dear professor?
Yes. What do you do with the fusion data set in the explanation data?
Yeah. Thanks, dear doctor, for your feedback as well as the valuable questions. When we think about the XAI perspective, for example, it is critical that we have different types of methods. For example, even just yesterday, I just saved a paper. Let me to say its name. WoW explain, for example, knowledge graph visualizations for explainable AI from some researchers from Portugal, for example. That's a new method I saw. But when we think about the different types of data, for example, for the image-based data, we may be using the CAM, for example, GRAD CAM, or class activation mapping. It is just with the acronym of the CAM, and it is just building creating some heat maps over the image you are using to make that, yes, that system was just focusing on that regions like a human. So you can be understanding that with the red colors, you can be seeing that, yes, that system is taking a look at to the true regions of the medical image, for example. So when you saw that, it can be seen that it is focusing on the tumor regions, for example. So you can be saying that, yes, that system just detected the cancer, but not as a chance, but taking a look at to the true regions, for example. So that's for the image-based data. But when you go with the different types of data, for example, you may be using the Shapley values. Shapley values is just taking support from the game theory. Actually, you just think about the features you are using for the machine learning. You are just eliminating some features and taking a look at about the outcomes. And according to the existing and also missing of the feature, you are just comparing the outputs again for the same data, for the same problem. So you are just understanding how one missing feature can be affecting or is affecting the outcome. So you can be understanding which feature just considered by the machine learning or deep learning system in terms of decision making. And also there is Lime, for example, another just methods for that. So when we think about the variety of the data, when you use just fusion of the information or data, for example, I think we need to be running some synchron XAI methods like considering the image, considering the raw data, considering the text-based data or other types of data at the same time, like a pipeline you are using for ensuring some explainability for the same problem, but using different types of data, of course. But at this point, as the humans, we need to be thinking something like a modular. Unfortunately, I don't know if that will be a good advantage for us, because sometimes when you make some medical diagnosis, for example, I am giving such examples because I'm also performing some research in the context of biomedical and AI. For example, you take a look at the tests, the urine tests or blood tests, and at the same time, you just take a look at the medical image like X-ray or tomography. So you build or combine all of the outcomes to make a diagnosis, for example, or prognosis at this point. So I think that's maybe a good way to run with a modular way, but you need to be using some specific certain types of that's XAI methods, actually, dear professors or dear friends. So a synergy of the different use of the actually I think the methods will be effective in this manner. So the value of the data, the fusion that we apply the fusion in this manner is critical here, actually. So maybe it's a job for the data scientists and collaboration between the AI engineers, maybe, to build some design of the system. Just even we may be thinking about the user experience, like thinking about the human-computer interaction. Yes.
But almost professor only focus on one type of data. For example, in natural language processing or computer vision or speech processing, not many professor deal with person data set. For example, in natural language and computer vision, we don't have many processor do in many fields. So it's one problem. So that with the explanation, I think that we have to deal with the fusion data set. That's why we need the person work in both picture, text, or speech.
Certainly. When we think about especially for the natural language processing, dear professor, it's, as you know, there are many things to do in terms of especially abstract sentences and also semantics, as you know, for even language modeling, we as the AI researchers, the researchers working in the field of NLP are facing lots of problems, as you know, because the language is something coming from the cultural background of the humans, as you know. So it's critical, I think, when you go to more humanistic side of the data, the more you face with the problems when you even use the XAI, for example, at this point. Dear Dr. Also Kotlingen just asked about the question and answer. So I'd like to also suggest, for example, XAI as the framework, as my final answers for the second question. The XAI, when you just take a look at the 5.5 environment, you just search for the XAI keywords, and by combining with the Python, you will be seeing lots of frameworks in this manner.
Yes, professor. We'll be taking.
You may be using such these tools.
Okay. We'll be having a concluding remarks at the end.
Okay. Sure. It's
Anu ma'am, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Dr. Hank, for your questions.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. That was a very great discussion about the collaboration of the AI and stress on the ethical responsibilities that we need to take care when developing some smart systems also. Now we have with us Dr. Fardeen Jo John Joseph, sir, from who's an assistant dean for research and academic affairs, Thai Nichi International College, Bangkok, Thailand. Sir, over to you.
A very good evening to everyone, moderators Kodilingam and Rajkumar and Dr. Utkakos, Dr. Boitan and Drs. Kohan. So very good evening to everyone. So firstly, to start with, I would like to discuss about the next big things and opportunities in artificial intelligence. So for looking at the next things, we need to rewind back to the past. So in that case, I would like to quote a series of books written by Yuval Noah Harari. Most of you would have read it, like the Sapiens, which deals with the future, past, and then the Homo Deus and 21 lessons for 21st century. So though he is not an AI expert, he has come out with the two things which is looking quite promising in the current scenario. The first thing is like the emergence of a new religion, or it's not like the religion to worship, the religion of technology as dataism. And the second thing he is mentioning something called as the class of society, which is there is a paradigm shift from high class and the low class and the middle class of society to useless class and the useful class. So those who are equipped with AI for the next century will be coming under the useful class, and the other ones, their jobs will be mostly replaced by machines and AI systems. So that's why they call as a useless class. So when it comes to this useful class, the growth of technology has been phenomenal. So even for this time frame, if we see through the history, we see that there are the Stone Age and the Metal Age. And once they started using the fire and wheel, the technology started growing slowly. And after the Industrial Revolution, there has been a phenomenal growth. But we have the artificial intelligence from the 1950s, and from then the growth was, I can say, like it is an exponential growth. And even now, after the advent of machine learning and deep learning, it is like you cannot you cannot judge like in what phase we are going in. Like if you stop reading on the new technologies for a week or a month, you will feel like you are lost in some wonderland or something like that. So when we think about deep learning or the new transformers which we see, or the quantum machine learning stuff, so it's like driving the technology to another level. So the most important thing is that people need to keep on track with all the advancements on a regular basis. So for this case, we need like a continuous learning, like or like you can say like continuous learning for the students and lifelong learning for all sorts of professionals. So this is the need for getting into the next big thing. Like because of the exponential growth, the phase what the people need to have when they go into this kind of new technologies. And nextly, we have very advancements, many advancements which are giving huge growth in the society. Like for example, we can take the recent pandemic, which is getting into the phase of endemic. Normally, when we have like the Spanish flu a century ago, the advancement of technology to overcome that pandemic was very slow. But now, during the COVID pandemic, as soon as the pandemic came, people started coming out with the new technologies. And as far as deep learning is concerned, there is a plethora of papers, like research articles, dealing mainly on the COVID X-ray images. And there are a lot of small projects based on the face mask detection, and so many AI based products have been coming out. And even for the drug discovery, they are using a lot of algorithms. So because of this advancement in AI, we are able to tackle the pandemic, and at the fastest level we are able to come on track. So that's one of the reasons why we need to have the advancements in AI. And the next thing is that people are unaware of certain areas. Like people mostly go into something like the healthcare, or like some kind of security, or some kind of big data, or something like that. But there are a lot of, I can say, like, they are underdog areas like agriculture. So there are a lot of species of plants, like flora or fauna, like the plants and the animals for the livestock. There have been a lot of advancements needed, and some people are right now working on it. Like we can see a lot of articles coming out with the disease detection in the plants and the disease detection on the animals based on the computer vision based deep learning systems. And even for those, we have like a lot of CNN algorithms, or we have like the recent transformers, the ensemble based systems, and so many of these are currently available in the research field. So but there is a limitation, like not many people know about these kind of areas because people are required to explore AI with the areas which we may think that the AI may not apply there, but AI is everywhere. Without AI, there is nothing. So with this, we have to look into the point that people, when they start doing their research, they need to see like, okay, we are having this particular level of development in this area, and how we are going to advance this. The main essence of this point is that when we see about the businesses, we may see like some small shops or like some convenience stores. In a few years, the small shop, the shop assistants in those small shops will be phased out because some robots will take their job. And running the business, it's not a small thing right now. Like you have a lot of data, and you have a lot of business analytics to deal with the business processing. So for this, they need to work with the data science aspects on how to predict the sales and how to predict and manage the stocks in their business. So those companies who are not having any kind of data analytics or analysis for the next 50 to 100 years, they may not have a proper future. Actually, like I can say, like their survival rate might be very low. So there is an urgent need for any sort of business and any sort of operation and any sort of organization should adopt the digital disruption technologies of AI or machine learning or data science for data analysis or analytics. So this is very much needed when it comes to the need for the next century. So that's what I feel like very much important in this scenario for going towards the next big things. As I mentioned, the technology is growing fast. The algorithms are getting phased out, and we are getting new names, and we are supposed to keep learning. And yeah, it's quite interesting as well. But for young learners, this is what we need to know. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that great avenues for the youngsters to go ahead with this AI. Next, we have with us Dr. Quran Sengiz, who is presently working as an assistant professor with the College of Information Technology, University of Fujairah, UAE. So over to you.
Hello. Hello, everyone from United
Hi,
Arab Emirates. Nice to meet you here. Actually, yes, I'm working as an assistant professor in College of Information Technology, and also I am research committee chair of the university. So I am responsible about the recent research studies of this university. And today, actually, I want to talk about the different domains of artificial intelligence first, and then what are we doing about artificial intelligence nowadays in recent years in our studies. So I will talk about generally two topics. When we check the actually recent research strategies and also in especially different domains, for example, we can check intelligent process automation field. And when we check the organizations, especially in the industry, they are looking for intelligent automation tools to solve business challenges and increase productivity, efficiency, accuracy, and benefiting the organizations. And also one of the suggestive waves, intelligent process automation, we can call it, for example, shortly IPA. So they are also trying to bring together robotic process automation and artificial intelligence technologies to empower rapid end-to-end business process automation and accelerate digital transformation. Also, when we check some universities, nowadays we are actually seeing that universities are trying to generate some departments, also some major and minor divisions about intelligent technologies and robotics. For example, in University of Fujairah, now we are trying to generate two new programs under the College of Information Technology. I am responsible from the intelligent technologies part, and also one of my colleagues is responsible from robotics. So for some cases, these programs will continue together, and we can consider them two minors. And also in cybersecurity field, nowadays, especially recent years, last 5 years, a significant trend in artificial intelligence is developing technology to recognize and report common types of attacks. So especially cybersecurity attacks, we can use artificial intelligence tools, and also antivirus software are actually being developed by using artificial intelligence. And also when we check the business environment in the cybersecurity manner, we see some artificial intelligence powered cybersecurity tools. So these tools can gather data from a company's own communications networks, digital activity, transactional systems, and also web-based systems, websites, and external other any public sources. Also, nowadays, they are trying to combine artificial intelligence with personalized services. We know that artificial intelligence becomes more powerful and efficient at researching a particular market and demographic places, and especially by using localization services. Nowadays, it is easy to find location of a user very shortly in few seconds. So therefore, also for personalized services, artificial intelligence is used, and this level of personalization is virtually guaranteed to provide a better experience for customers, which will directly increase the revenue of companies that take advantage of it. And also automated artificial intelligence development. We see this field also nowadays, and expect to see significant innovations in the area of artificial intelligence. We are trying to use artificial intelligence to help automate the steps and processes involved in the life cycle of creating, deploying, managing, and operating artificial intelligence models. And also, we expect that using automated artificial intelligence will allow even non-experts to use artificial intelligence algorithms and techniques, because they are trying to generate some useful tools, especially graphical user interface-based tools. So by using them, it is easy to apply some artificial intelligence ideas without, especially by decreasing the number of, especially making coding activities, less number of codes. It is easy to use just by using some interfaces. And for autonomous vehicles, of course, actually some companies, big companies, Samsung, Nvidia, Volkswagen, Uber, and Google's Waymo, the scope of autonomous driving has increased, and these companies has too many actually activities about autonomous vehicling, and by using especially artificial intelligence ideas. And we know that artificial intelligence functionality into autonomous vehicles, especially for autonomous cars and some other vehicles, for example, drones, are infusing billions of dollars in this domain. So the process is driven by the economic and social benefits involved. And also, Dr. Utku, for example, mentioned about that image processing, and especially we can use them in facial recognition, face recognition algorithms, and especially we can combine this field also with actually security, because bank applications nowadays trying to use some artificial intelligence tools to increase the accuracy of facial recognition, and also increase the efficiency and decrease the delay while recognizing the face. So facial recognitions appear to be a vogue at the moment, and it is popping up in many aspects of our lives, and is being adopted by private and public organizations, and also some government organizations, of course, using face recognition tools. For example, in UAE, we have UAE Pass, and by using UAE Pass, we can access all government organizations, places, websites, or tools, just using our face recognition. And this part is mainly nowadays, especially last 2 years, my topic. We are trying to combine Internet of Things with artificial intelligence, because actually my expertise are about wireless networks. So in my PhD studies, especially, I was working for wireless sensor networks, and after that, I moved to indoor positioning algorithms and 5G networks, and I started to work for especially mobile networks. And of course, mobile networks highly connected with IoT, and also it is easy and efficient to use artificial intelligence in IoT domains. So there is a line between artificial intelligence and IoT, and each day this line is increasingly blurring. While both technologies have independent qualities and used together, they are opening up better and more unique opportunities. So especially for young researchers, new PhD master students can find good opportunities in especially field of IoT and artificial intelligence. And we know that Internet of Things devices create a lot of data that needs to be mined for actionable insights. And also, artificial intelligence algorithms require data before making any conclusions, as we know. So the data collected by IoT is being used by artificial intelligence algorithms to create valuable results that are further implemented by the IoT devices. And also Dr. Utku and other colleagues mentioned about that usage of artificial intelligence in healthcare, especially after the pandemic. Artificial intelligence usage in healthcare increased dramatically, and AI now is playing an essential role in helping healthcare professionals respond to the coronavirus outbreak. And also, as we know, artificial intelligence was being used to distinguish COVID patients and essential hotspots. And also, COVID vaccine drug discovery is being repurposed and speeded up using artificial intelligence techniques. And also, we know that, again, in actually image processing field also, and when we combine image processing with healthcare, researchers have developed artificial intelligence-based thermal cameras and smartphone applications for estimating the temperature of people and assembling data for healthcare organizations. And also, we see artificial intelligence usage in augmented intelligence. And according to predictions of the researchers, 40% of infrastructure and operations teams in large enterprises will use artificial intelligence augmented automation to have better productivity, especially in manufacturing, and also the healthcare industry and travel industry have already created and they already using augmented reality tools. Therefore, following this artificial intelligence trend, there will be an increase in the number of augmented reality applications and explainable artificial intelligence. Explainable artificial intelligence is designed to simplify and especially simplify how machine learning networks make decisions. So here we are actually dealing with especially machine learning algorithms, but of course novel machine learning algorithms. And there is a more significant push for deploying artificial intelligence in a transparent and clearly defined manner. So when we check the industry side, companies will make efforts to understand how IEEE models and algorithms work, and especially artificial intelligence ML software providers will make sophisticated machine learning solutions more explainable to users. And finally, ethical artificial intelligence. Rising demand for ethical artificial intelligence is at the top of the list of emerging technology trends. In the past, organizations that adopted machine learning and other artificial intelligence technologies were not much preoccupied with their ethical impact. But today, however, values-based consumers and employees expect companies to adopt artificial intelligence responsibility. And finally, over the next few years, firms will deliberately choose to do business with partners that commit to data ethics and adopt data handling practices that reflect their values and customers' values. So, actually, we can see different fields, connection.
Yeah, Professor, sorry to disturb you, Professor.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah,
we
sure.
you can go
Yeah,
with your
I
concluding
will
remarks.
conclude. I will conclude
Yeah.
2 minutes. And actually, as I told at the beginning, especially in our university, we are trying to generate 2 new programs, and we already applied. We are waiting, accreditation and acceptance of these programs. And in the future, inshallah, maybe some researchers will join us in our new program as faculty members, as postdoc researchers. So we all invite you to join us, and you can communicate with me easily via LinkedIn, email, or other platforms. You are welcome to join us. Thank you for this opportunity. Thanks for joining. Also, thank you for all colleagues. See you soon again.
Thank you, Dr. Korhan.
Welcome.
Now the conclave, participants are, it's open for the discussions. So any questions from the panel members as well as from the participants can, we look forward to take it and request the panel members to address those. Participants, so place them in the chat window so that we can take up the questions.
Rajkumar sir, please allow everyone to talk so that people can be able to raise, because it is being. Rajkumar sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
please, so that participants can raise and with their questions. Raise with their question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have given the option, sir. They can unmute.
So the participants, you can unmute yourself to ask questions.
Hello, professors. I'm Sharanya, visit scholar. Could you hear me?
Yes, Saranya ma'am, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. So you said in the medical research, people are using fusion-based data sets, right? So how much impact it will create for the results oriented when we fuse the image features and numerical features about the shape of the tumor or about the abnormality of the particular anatomical portion?
Hopefully, this question has been raised to Professor Utukos, it seems. Professor, you can come with your answers, Professor. Yes, Professor.
Yes, thanks, dear Saranya, for your question. I think you asked about the quantitative analysis in this context. If I'm understanding true, is it?
Yeah. So it's a kind of when we fusing the image features and the numerical features about, so it will, how much it will impact the results, whether it will be a good approach if you are doing these kinds of things, or how we have to focus this to enhance the accuracy, improve the accuracy and enhance the model.
Yes, we may just say that, for example, when we consider from the doctor's perspective, you know that you just, as a doctor, you just examine some medical image, but after that you just make some inferencing in your mind to determine the treatment and or maybe operations in the further stage. That is not all belonging to only to just taking a look at to the image, viewing some thing over the image. So in order to extend that the capabilities of the AI to as much as possible near to the to human-based thinking style, we can just say it in this way. It is possible to apply some additional analysis like quantitative image analysis or the other things as some supportive computational aspects to derive as much as new knowledge from the image, because that is not all belonging to the image, reading the image, viewing or analyzing the image. It is all possible to have additional outcomes when you apply quantitative image analysis or combine different images to build up a common only one, for example, quantitative image analysis outcomes. So the feature is actually, when we combine the medical and the AI-based research, the future is based on actually on such opportunities. So you may consider more about how to build up some computational aspects from just taking a look at to the image, focusing on specific regions of interest, for example, and going further by combining other data coming from the other images, maybe. So that's the quantitative image analytics is a deep research topic. Actually, we are just talking about 3 words maybe to define that research topic, but when you dive into the that research topic, you may face lots of challenges in this context. For example, dear Dr. Korhan also just indicated about the automation side of the AI for the present and for even future will be, as the humans will be just facing with lots of developments in terms of robotics in even medical. Maybe the medical will be very having a heavy and intense usage of the robotics. So in order to have such robotic systems to be acting in a accurate and efficient way, you should be supporting them on the background with the careful quantitative image analytics and careful combinations of the deep learning, machine learning, or maybe intelligent optimization based algorithms. So as long as you combine all of these things, you reach to some analytics, because in a computational manner, the AI is just giving its or showing its advantage, of course. So that's a critical topic, I think, for especially as a specific topic, as concluding my answer. You may be choosing to go with the especially cancer. It is critical. Still, we need more research for having prognosis of the cancer, for example, or even risk predictions. And for example, saying that yes, that patient has just blah blah past states, so we may be saying that that cancer type may be just attacking in the time period of 5 years, for example. So in order to make such inferencing, thanks to that's the decision support-based AI systems, you need to be more working in the analytics, quantitative analytics, maybe combining just analytics from images with the raw data. So that is just the direct way for the further research. Thanks for your question.
Yes, thank you, Professor. We'd like to ask some other participants to raise, your questions to the forum.
The chat window is also open for the questionnaire, so the participants can also post their questions on the chat window.
Hello, sir. Good evening. I'm Prakash. So my question is how we can avoid the privacy violations using AI. So in terms of medical data sets like that.
So as far as the privacy violations is concerned, so many countries are currently coming out with the policies on AI, as well as we see that data is the backbone of AI. So in many countries, they are coming with the laws on privacy of data. So especially in Thailand, we see that recently they have come out with a new law called as PDPA, that is Private Data Protection Act. So using that, you cannot reveal certain sensitive data, human or animal data, or even we have even we being the academicians, if we are supposed to do some research on cancer images or some kind of animals or some research which deals with the sensitive information about the human, we are supposed to get the consent from the organization who is having that particular data, or even we need to get the written permission from the person whose data is associated with. So because of this kind of law, I think there is a kind of a promise has been seen in ensuring the privacy of people and the privacy of data when it comes to AI. Of course, when it is in AI and in the a new era of mobile communication, it is quite vivid that there is a violation of private data. But because of this kind of ethics and the government policies, I think that things are changing and people will be able to enjoy AI with enough amount of privacy. I hope I have answered this well.
Yes, Dr. Kadim, sir. Thank you for that answer. Okay, we have one question on the chat window. Dr. Savari Dasan sir has posted how about the cognitive science towards service learning pedagogy and adopting community engagement? So a clarification is expected from the panel experts with Dr. Korhan.
Hello. Actually, yes, cognitive science can be combined for learning technologies, AI-based learning technologies. But actually here, as you know, when we look at general manner, in the artificial intelligence, the most important part is data, and obtaining real-time data sometimes can be problematic. So for some cases, We are working with synthetic data, as you know. But for learning technologies, it is easy to especially obtain real-time data from the students, from the surveys, or some, lectures and community engagement activities also. And community engagement activities, we can use some behavioral models. So for this way, it can be maybe better. And it can be possible to combine cognitive science with this manner. But cognitive science is also a different story. So we need to talk about that with details, maybe in other meetings. Also, other colleagues and doctors actually will agree with me. Yes, of course, sometimes we are trying to combine cognitive science with artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, sometimes maybe nowadays also federated learning approaches. But it is completely a different world. So, and also in cognitive science, sometimes we actually getting some information, and in our lectures also courses, we are talking about cognitive science in human-computer interaction field, and cognitive science also related with robotic technologies also, dynamic models and behavioral models. So first we need to understand behavioral models very well to make any progress and any research activity in the cognitive science field. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, Dr. Kurhan. The next question is from Dr. Sridhar, sir. So he asked that every year the Gartner releases the hype cycle, which is regarding the next big technologies which will be on trend and which could influence on the business. But from the academic perspective, this pace of change is very difficult, as we cannot immediately add them into the curriculum. And then
I can answer this
yes,
question because
yes,
I
Dr.
have
Patel.
worked in India as well as in Thailand right now. The limitation in India is that we have the apex bodies for educations like the University Grants Commission or the other one, AICTE. They set some framework that this is the number of topics has to be delivered, and there is no flexible special electives given. But when it comes to the place where I am now, we have the freedom to create our own set of courses, and we can frequently update it even year by year. Because as I mentioned in the first part of my talk, technology has been changing tremendously. And in this scenario, if we keep teaching for microprocessors or microcontrollers, if we keep teaching the 8080 or 8051, it's all like the grandfather technology, I can say. Like right now we have like so many microcontrollers like Arduino, or Nano, or Raspberry Pi, or NVIDIA Jetson. So leaving all these things, if we still keep on going with the traditional ones, it's not useful at all. So in that case, I think the universities should come out with some kind of add-on special electives so the faculty members can imply the new knowledge that they have learned, and they can deliver an effective and a better course structure for the students, which can be impacting on the Gartner's hype cycle. Because even in the Gartner's hype cycle, we have the trend which goes like 0 to 2 years and 2 to 5 years and more than 10 years. So even for that phase, if we want to go, the curriculum has to change frequently. And that depends on the freedom what the university or the university governing bodies give to the faculty members working right now.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. Participants, if anybody would like to ask questions, you can unmute yourself.
I have a question with Professor Utukos, and I have observed one of his lectures in digital twin, and how far it will take to convert the entire technology domain, or I mean, how far it will, I mean, how many years it will take to implement digital twin in healthcare technology. Is there anything else? It's been booming. and anything which move towards implementing digital twin towards healthcare sector?
Yes, thank you, dear Dr. Codingham, for your valuable question. Yes, the healthcare is actually, since the first appear of the AI, the healthcare, the medical sides of the modern life is actually having have been a great relation with the AI-based technologies. Even you already heard about the ELISA, for example, and knowledge-based system which was developed in the early stages of the AI developments, dear friends. So we can say that maybe the one of the most intense, having the intense value as the field is the medical, when we relate with the AI-based developments. So in the future, we may be seeing more developments, of course, because as long as the medical and the healthcare is associated with the existence of the humanity, and even thinking about the other living organisms, the well-being of the earth, and even maybe universe, when we think about the further the states of the universe, except from the earth, it will be having more and more importance in the future. For example, during the previous answers, I talked about the prognosis, for example, or risk management for some specific diseases, for example, and also for precision medicine. For example, we still need to take more steps when we think about the automated solutions by the advanced use of artificial intelligence. And the COVID-19 actually showed that we need to maybe gain more momentum in terms of immediate solutions by some computational outcomes for especially massive healthcare issues, thinking about viruses or other things which may be appearing in the future. So there are still some such topics, prognosis, risk management, and also further predictions, which needs more intense usage of the data. So such topics will be very critical in the future. And also, as dear professors also just indicated, that they also indicated about the automation, privacy, IoT, even you already heard about these, and the future will be based on the automated IoT-based or IoMT, IoHT, we can just say that the healthcare or medical-based IoT systems. So we'll be seeing more opportunities when we think about such smart tools. So the medical will be having more topics to research, of course. For example, nowadays, one critical topic is also graph-based neural networks, thinking about deep learning, because we may relate some solutions with the graph-based knowledge. So it's a trendy topic. So you may be catching that. The cancer is critical. The viruses is critical. As you know, massive healthcare problems is critical with maybe the problems that may be appearing with the climate change, of course, and environmental problems will be very critical in terms of healthcare services and the solutions. So such opportunities will be visible in near and far future. Yes.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
We have
welcome,
one more
dear
question. We have one more question. Anu, ma'am?
Yes, sir. There's one more question on the chat window by Dr. Suresh. Sir, so he asks, like, natural language processing has been making a lot of sound nowadays. So how does it contribute for the future AI? So any particular specific algorithms which we have to concentrate to make it more effective?
Okay, I can answer this question. First, we talk about LNP. What is LNP? Take a look about Facebook, YouTube, Google search. Yeah, this is some application of LNP. Machine translation is also. So you see that the LNP is the main problem in the main field in the AI, and almost the algorithm start from the LNP and is apply to another field. For example, in computer vision, is the same. And the second, you said that you asked what is the new algorithm for in LNP. We use many algorithms. For example, deep learning, deep reinforcement learning, graph neural network. Yes, almost algorithm in machine learning, deep learning we apply in LNP. So in the next in the near future, with the new algorithm for the LNP is a difficult question. However, based on the limitation of assisted algorithm, we will develop the new algorithm to make them more advantage from the older algorithm, so that I hope that in the future we will make more the new algorithm with the more strong and flexible to solve the own problem of LNP. That's my question, my answer for your question. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, sir. Participants, any other questions?
And ma'am, I think
yeah, now that I'm sure that participants would like, if there is any future things you would like to connect with the professors, I'm sure you can always get in touch with them through the mails, and probably they would really be interested to do a collaborative work with the School of Computing as well of our SRM IST. Now I request Dr. Rajkumar to please present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anubhava ma'am. And really, it's a good opportunity to convey a vote of thanks. And I just want to highlight some of the topics whichever the speakers, expert speakers have covered. The first and main thing is Bai Thang Hang has covered the AI can be implemented in government, education, corporate, and corporation. And Utku course has covered the principle of machine learning, deep learning, and XAI, and replacement of human instead of the human knowledge with AI. He has covered very nicely. And Dr. Ferdinand has covered with a good in all the domains, especially in AI role of the pandemic and the next decade and next century. He has covered many things of the future of the AI. And Kohan has covered with that notable, is covered with many things like especially with the IoT data, automobile, and insights, and also data with AI, and also going for the algorithm also he has covered in this part. So very, very pleasantly all the expert members have covered with the related to the AI and future of the AI. I just want to make a small quotation. At 1960s, one of the magazine actually released the phone can be replaced, is a pocket size. So after that, 50 years only it can be achieved. So right now, whatever the expert members have told, that can be achieved within 5 to 10 years. That's actually we are concluding this complete session, and hopefully we will be keep in touch, and all the research work and collaborative works will be doing. This is just an initiative from us, just an introduction to between we two, and then we will have a get in touch with you, professors. Thank you for in spite of your busy schedule, and thank you all the participants and School of Computing. From the School of Computing, I really thankful to all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, expert panel members and the organizing committee and media participant. Have a great day.